All right.
Because when there's one, there is another.
Well, it's a contrast, right? If you know what's good, then you know what's
Correct.
bad, kind of thing. So, all
Right.
right, Julie. So we're going to talk about um, AI in DM prep, AI in gameplay for our conversation today for Roll for Mastery. So I think it's going to be a relatively short conversation, probably less than an hour. I'm sure. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like a half hour because I don't know much about it, and you've said you used it a little bit, or you've used it some. So,
I've used like the bare bones ones, like the really like if you type AI into a Google engine, that's what you're gonna get. I haven't used. There are some. I guess we could save this for us talking. We could save this for. There are some that are like DM specific or Dungeons and Dragons specific.
hey, so you're saying specific AI bots for that?
Yeah,
Ah,
there's like
okay.
websites specifically for D&D.
Interesting. Tells you how much I know about this topic, which is not really. Um, all right, so my general thought on.
You thumbed up your own message. Oh no, you didn't.
No, I didn't. My
Okay.
general thought on AI in DM prep is I'm okay. Okay, so I am not guilty of using it, but I don't object to it. But I think with a lot of technology, depends how it's used. The concern I have with AI
I think
in
it's
in D and
reasoning.
D is the same concern I have with cell phones, smartphones. Okay, smartphones do not make me smarter. AI is not going to make me smarter. I think quite the contrary, and studies have shown that our phones do not make us any smarter. The more we rely on the technology, the dumber we actually get, because our brain is very much like a muscle. It needs to be exercised. It needs to be used. And when we rely too heavily on the technology, we're not using it, and our minds get softer and
I
not
like to
bigger and
think I like
stronger.
to use my phone as a library index, and I will further my queries through my phone. I try and well, like things I don't know. Like that's a big one, and I'll look up things I don't know or read about things I don't know. I try not to. I try not to rely on it. I do it for math. I'm bad at math.
So, because I think what happened is, I mean, think we're in 2025, right? And we rely on
Mm-hmm.
our phone for a lot. A
A
lot of
lot.
what the primary thing I use, well, not that I use it for, but I truly depend upon it for is my contacts. I don't know anyone's phone number.
I know a couple.
I know my wife's phone number, right? Because I call her. I know my parents' phone number because it's the same phone number they had when I was a kid. That hasn't changed in
Oh,
50 years, you know? So I know those too. But I don't know my sister's phone number, my brother. I don't know our kids' phone numbers. I don't know anyone's numbers.
I don't know Peyton's phone number
So
by heart.
so we rely like too heavily on this technology for the most basic of stuff, and therefore I argue, and some studies have shown that the dependency of this is affecting us, that it doesn't make us any smart at all. So the concern I have is in using it in D&D or DM prep is if it becomes a crutch versus a tool. If we become
Right.
dependent upon it, then you are
Not
sacrificing,
a,
you are surrendering your own
yeah.
creativity. You
You're not
are
playing better.
throwing away your own agency as the DM to come up with your own stuff for your game and make it your own. And you're relying on some bot, some AI to create it for you and say, "Oh yeah, I like that." And I get it. You like it and you use it, and that's fine. But if you are again, I guess twofold, I guess, or two prong, that you're surrendering your own agency as the DM and becoming dependent upon that, and not. I don't think it fosters your own creativity.
Helps to enable yourself to then think for yourself.
Yeah, I don't think it's doing that at
Yeah.
all. I think it does the exact opposite.
It's crutching.
Yep, I think it does the exact opposite, and too much, and too often people use it in that way as a crutch, and as time progresses, we'll depend upon that, and therefore our minds get soft. But um,
Yeah.
that aside, that's kind of my general stance on that. But that aside, I think it is a great tool as a whole,
I like it as a supplement.
and you use it as a supplement or an adjunct, or to just kind of spark the interest of get to help you get the wheels turning, then absolutely I'm on board with it. But right now, I think we're still in the infancy stage of AI, at least for that which is publicly available,
Mm-hmm.
that it's not going to write a whole module for you, right? It's, from what I understand, even struggles to even come up with a quality encounter even. But if you're looking for text, if you're looking for a room description,
Flavor.
a background,
Yep.
um,
A character
yeah,
description.
a character
An
history or
NPC.
something like that, then it can be helpful. Case in point, we used AI to come up with a name for our D&D, our YouTube channel, DMs Through the Ages, and even
We have a
our
bunch of them.
and even our playlist, Roll for Mastery. So we reached out to AI, and it gave me whatever 5, 10 options, and we tossed around a few ideas of that
Voted
list,
on it.
right? And we kind of shared our thoughts on that, and we settled on DMs Through the Ages. So it can be a helpful tool by all means, and it can help you, like you said, add flavor. But to depend on it, or to if you think it's going to create a whole module for you, it's not going to do that.
I like I said, I was saying previously, and I don't know if we were in fact recording at the time. I like to use it for the bare bones, and then I fill in the muscle and I fill in the skin and I fill in the I like to have it as a like a chapter guide, or like if I'm making my own. Like let's say I want to make a homebrew one shot. So I did it for my tavern one shot that my players really really like, because it's silly goofy time. Um, they get to interact with canon players in a silly goofy realm where there is very few consequences. I mean, there is consequences, but very few. They get stuck in a tavern and they have to find their way out. And in order to find their way out, they have to um, like do a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to give anything away because they haven't finished the one shot. I just do it when I'm missing a bunch of players, and I'll just play the one shot. It'll be like a dream sequence. And I used AI to help me formulate the start to finish, and then I filled it all in from there. I like copied it and I put it into a Word document, and from that Word document, I then and then maybe like there's something that you have to do, and I'm like, I have no idea how I want to do that. Like it's like a ritual. How are you going to do this ritual? Whatever. I don't know the correct process for a D&D ritual or even a regular ritual because I'm not a cultist. So maybe, hey, ChatGTP, give me a D&D ritual, for blah 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 blah, and then it would give me like a little bit of a mechanics breakdown, I guess. And I'd be like, cool, great, I love that. And I would like snatch that little mechanic thing that I had no idea how I was going to do, and I would just punch it back in. And I would go from there. So it's kind of, for me personally, it's like a fill in the blank. And now I kind of know, now that I've done that, I kind of have gained life lessons on how to like or most organized person in the whole wide world. And I get distracted, and it's not fun. But I think the generalized organization helps me, because that way I can finagle things to be a little more succinct or a little more streamlined and not kind of all over the place. Which I guess I could also do if I just did it more, but whatever. Um, Here recently, when we were talking about our side project, I typed into ChatGTP, make me a campaign in this world setting, and it gave me a bunch of little like overviews, chapters, and I was like, cool, this is great, I love this. And then again, I would copy and paste the chapters, and then I would dig into each chapter part by part by part by part by part. If I did that, I didn't. You like it for making characters. You like it for like the pictures, the image. Make me an image. I think that would also be good for like fantasy backgrounds. Make me a fantasy background, and you could have it on like a projector screen or on like a TV screen. I like that. I like make me a playlist. Make me a playlist would probably be good. Make me a D&D playlist that lasts 4 hours, something like that. You'd probably have to download it, but other people can chime in on it. Oh, cool. Yeah, I just did it myself, but obviously AI is smarter than me. No, it's not. It just pulls information off the internet. Which is why you remember when you sent us pictures of Tolan for Tuesday night? I sent you that picture of that actor and how he looks exactly like that actor. It's because AI pulled that image. Oh, copyright, artistic license. No, right. It's not. It's pulling it from the internet. Yeah, ripping shit off theoretically by definition. No, there are no original ideas. Isn't that there's a quote about that, isn't it? Um, I mean, you could look at the campaign overview like I do. Write me a campaign for, something. I don't even care. Um, or we can look at like what I said before about like images. I think you can do maps. It made me a map for my one shot. It was very like awful, and I could have probably done it in Microsoft Word, but it made me a map. And it's gonna give you basically a rip off from the module. It read the module for. So instead of you going and finding it online and reading the PDF yourself, it is giving you a summary. Summarize major encounter, describe the factions and cultures, suggest how to adapt it to 5th edition or I don't maybe how they're typing it in because the way that they're typing it in um could get rid of all the stuff on the side. So cute. It looks like he's from Snow White. Oh, go to new chat. I am also not super familiar with it. Um, you could try like your own like make me a D&D one shot or something similar to that. Something really open ended. Dungeons and Dragons. I guess you could even specify if you wanted to specify edition, you can. first edition one shot. I bet. 3 to 5 hours long. It's giving you something. It's a serpent. Sugar snakes. I do. 4 to 6, level 3 to 5. Oh, hang on. Go down a little bit more. Theater of the mind. I wanted to see. Oh, hang on. Go back up. Go back up. Go back up just a little bit more. There you go. Crypt of the Priest. Go down a little bit. It has mechanics in it. That oh no, that's just a whatchamacallit. That's just a generator. I wanted to see if it was gonna do the mechanics right. Oh, there it is. Optional twist. The eye is cursed. User gains serpentine eyes and a +1 to charm snakes, but a -2 reaction from humans. So that's also very similar to AD&D. That's not quite 5th edition. The plus and the minus. That's what I would look for. Say versus poison or die. Automatic damage. Fear aura immune to charm. Hit dice. 4 + 1. But I mean, so that was again, that's a very like bare bones. Could you add more mechanics to that? Yes. Could you add, a map to that? Could you make your own map to that? Yes. You use what site do you use for map making again? Dungeon Scroll? Yeah. I mean, and you don't have to you could ask AI to make you a map. Mummies. M. Merman. Mummy. Oh, that's way more. Maybe it had to for the one shot. Maybe 6 + 3 was too much for the one shot. I think Constrictor Snake is big because you told us that it was big when it killed Alithana. Oh, let's see. It's not 5. I can tell you that right now. A mummy has 58 hit points, 98 plus 18. 58 is the average, or you can roll 9d8 plus 18. 6. 6 + 3. Yeah. They have a multi attack. They have a fist attack that does some crazy ass shit, and they have a stare that does some crazy ass shit. They're a challenge 3. So I will say, if you'd like, I can also sometimes doesn't work because if you type it back in, sometimes it thinks you're starting a new conversation. And then I'm like, no, give me the thing you just told me you were going to give me. Give it to me. And so I had issues when I was doing my Tavern One check. Sometimes it would know I was talking about what I was just talking about, and sometimes it wouldn't. It would make a new one, and I'm like, no, I don't want this. Go back. That it gave you. It's gonna load for a second. The images take a long time, but it is generating it from scratch. Kind of. I'm gonna pull up my own chat GTP. Side by side this. I like it as a supplement. I had to do a speech recently, and I used it for a speech. You gotta pay for that though. Oh my god! I found my library of things that I asked ChatGTP to make for me. That is very funny. Yeah, why are they sideways? Oh, I have no idea. Dungeons and one singular dragon. Caption? At least it was a right word. It'll make up what the contents are. Yeah, like I'm not gonna know to write that's a pretty big letter. Yeah. Yes. I've done that too. With the speech that I had it generate for me, I then adjusted it and personalized it to what I needed it for. I was a bridesmaid in my brother's wedding, so I GTP'd my brother's wedding speech. But it was really cute, and I ended up like personalizing it. I copied and pasted it into a Word document, and I personalized it. And it turned out really really cute, and the audience really liked it, and my brother really liked it. So it worked for again. I don't know how to write shit. I'm not a writer. A more rustic or threatening version, a steel design, or use old style calligraphy text. I like the little add-ons. I like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let me get that. Oh wait, yeah, that's a great idea. Give me that. I tried to get it to make me an STL once. It didn't work. Make haste. I like it as a stepping stone. All of this is stepping stone. None of it is really that in depth. Mhm. Mm-mm. Oh, and I do that all the time. Somebody else did. Somebody else did it. Specific characters. Yeah, players and characters. Yeah. Well, and it also goes into, how good are you at, like, rolling with those punches or improv? Could you then bare bones it and then improv the rest to try and get off that crutch, to
Right.
kind of stretch that improv muscle?
So I think though that in the age we're living here with the technology that we have, you get people who are entering into this hobby of role playing games, and obviously specifically D&D, but the use of AI is fairly agnostic, I would imagine, for RPGs. But they're getting into it fresh and not knowing how to play. They turn to things like Chat GPT or some sort of AI bot. Pick whatever flavor you want, and
Yeah,
they
starting out.
turn to YouTube and Reddit and all these other things. And while there is some good content here and there's also some stuff that's going to skew their perspective and create a blurred image or false expectations of what the game is. And if they're seeing
Oh,
something like
yeah.
this here that we just demoed of Make Me a One Shot, and they think that is the one shot, like
No, it's
one and
not.
done, like
No.
that's not it.
I've
That
tried that one
that is
time. I
not
tried
it.
that with I tried to make my own one shot once for like Halloween, and I was just like, I'll figure it out. And I printed like the bare bones, and I was like, oh fuck. And I was running it, and I was like, I know nothing. And I had to improv so much. So much. So at that point, it almost becomes, if you want to challenge yourself, yeah, go ahead, print that crap. Go ahead and run it. Run it with just that one page of bullshit. Go ahead and do it. And then it's like a test. And then you're seeing if you can actually do it, like through sheer brute force, through sheer DM power. If you can go ahead and like pull it out your ass, that would be fun. Here's this one page. Make an entire campaign. You can't write on anything.
So
That'd be fun for like a convention. If you had like a DM workshop,
what would be you mean this topic of use of AI
not
in a
use of
workshop?
AI, just here's a page of bullshit. Make it into a campaign with just your brain power.
Yeah, and listen, the great advantage of AI in our
Yeah, go
context here
on.
is
Sorry.
this not even so much the content it provides, it's the speed at which it does it,
I like the organization
right?
it provides me
Because
specifically, but
can I come up with something like this? Absolutely, and I can come up with a general basis of it. Um, Probably over the next few days while I'm taking a shower,
when
right?
hmm
Like it doesn't take a lot of time just to get the general concepts of what I want to do. And but to start like fleshing it out, so to speak, like filling in all the blanks, well, that's going to take more time. So, but Chat GPT spit this out in what, 10 seconds?
not even.
I mean, I didn't clock it, but a hell of a lot faster than what I can pull together. But just the same, when I pull it together, it requires my brain more time because I'm giving it more thought as well. And I'm making
hmm
it for how I would like to run it.
for those
or
players.
my style of play or the group that I'm
Hmm.
playing with, right? So even though ChatGPT spit this out in 10 seconds or so, it still has a lot of work for me to do. Don't be
Oh,
misled.
so much,
There's still a
so
lot of work
much.
here to be done. So this is just a framework, is all that it is. Like even these monsters,
And that's all
I
I
have to go back and
ever use
modify
it
all these monsters and stuff, and this is just
for.
giving
Hmm.
me an idea. Even saying foundation might be too strong of a word. It's just giving me an idea that I didn't have on my own, and I can choose to run with it or not. And something like this, as you and I have agreed, you can't run this. You still got so much
No,
more work to do. You got to fill in the
I
blanks.
tried.
You have to
It doesn't
modify
work.
it. You have to tweak things. So even a framework or foundation might even be an overstatement. It's a very loose outline, is what it is. And
Extremely loose.
and
And that's why I like it, because I can fill in all the blanks. I just have a problem with the outline. I can't do it super well. My brain doesn't brain that way.
so what was the D&D based? What was the last time, or what was the last thing you asked ChatGPT?
I looked up an Ixalan one because you and me were
Mm-hmm.
discussing Ixalan, and so I was like, I know what the one shot is. I said, what other ones can I look up to see if I can't gather more, like maybe ideas from that. I asked it to give me an Ixalan one, and it gave me very much to what you're looking at. I said, write me an Ixalan campaign, Ixalan themed Dungeons and Dragons campaign concept. Um, it says complete with plot hooks, factions, locations, adventuring arcs inspired by the Mesoamerican swashbuckling jungle flavor of Magic the Gathering Ixalan
I
setting, and it
can
gives me a whole thing.
So now I asked it
But it's only
here.
like 2 pages,
I
maybe.
said, "Show me a map of Mystara," and it immediately said, "Pulling from the internet," or however it phrased that.
Wikipedia, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it's gonna
Let
do.
me
It
hang on.
yoinked it from somewhere. It says it gave you a bunch of, it says Mystara.norfmaps.com plus 14. So it gave you, yeah, there, that's the website it pulled it from. So if it's known information that it doesn't have to make up, it looks it up for you. And so it just pulled all of this, I bet you, from the wiki page. Could you have just gone onto the wiki page yourself and looked it up? Yeah, probably. Is it going to be as organized as this right in front of you? Probably not. Because a wiki page is made by a person. It's not, or a collection of people. Oh, correct. Into a complete map. Hmm. Gathering information. Ooh, you can adjust in the tools section. You can adjust it to think longer, do deeper research. You can have it do a web search, and I don't know, a canvas or create images. But you can adjust how it thinks. You see where it says, oh, yours doesn't have it. Under Ask Anything, next to my plus sign is a tools option. Go to at the very bottom. Ask Anything. Yeah. So I mean, go to new chat. Oh yeah, yours is there. Think longer, deeper research, web search. And these are all, this is the free version, so obviously it's only giving us but so many of them. But I asked it to make me an Ixalan campaign. I also asked the other ones I asked I as in igloo, X is in xylophone, A is in alpha, L is in lamb, A as in alpha, N as in Nancy. Ixalan. So now it gave you a different one, the Shrouded Sunstone. The one it gave me was mine's the Sun's Last Gleam, and mine is that the artifact was stolen, and you have to like find the artifact to restore peace to the whatchamacallit. But yours is even a little different than mine. Yeah. No. But that's the problem I faced when I was doing my tavern one shot, where I would fill stuff in on my own. It would give me the bare bones. I was filling stuff in on my own, and then I would ask it questions every once in a while, and sometimes it would know that I was talking about, let's say this campaign, like let's say if I was fleshing this one out, and I would say, okay, give me a map for you know the campaign setting, and then it would give me a completely new campaign, and I'm like, no, no. Oh, that's interesting. Bare bones. No. Yeah. No. Oh, it's a 4 act. Oh, oh, so many. So many. It gets pretty you get dug in. It's gonna do it for you. It said when you highlighted it, highlight from I can to book. It says ask Chat GTP above the highlight. Yeah, you want the whole thing. Yeah. No. What about the arrow? No. That's weird. Copy and paste it into the ask anything section. Recopy and paste. Hit the X on the other side above the microphone, and now copy and paste it into that. Turn this, but turn this would be paste, and then you'd have to get rid of this because it doesn't know what this is. It might not. It might not. We are about to find out properly. Oh, it did. It figured it out. It's still not going to do it. Yeah, so it didn't fully generate it. So it gave you okay, so that's the but that's still that's okay, so that's all the chapters, right? Table of contents. So that's it's giving you the entire table of contents. But even if you scroll further down, it went back to bare bones, 10 to 12. Progressing to level 10 to 12. They start at level 3 and they work their way up to 10 to 12. I guess level 1's not good enough. Okay, so now it's chapter 1. That's not a whole book. Chapter 2, not a whole book. Chapter 3, not a whole book. Them some short ass chapters, motherfucker. Player handouts. Next step. Again, another outlight. Start with chapter 1 fully written. Make maps first. Design stat blocks first. Helps if you spell chapter. Yeah. Oh, I pulled it again. I still think that at that point, my thing with that is, yes, you could have it do all of that. I still think you could probably just do all of this. Because if you're sitting there asking it, asking it, asking it, asking it, asking it, at what point could you have just done it yourself? Hmm. So what I did for mine was I just made it like I make it is. No, I would still edit it myself and then I print it out. And then I run it and then I would go ahead and do it for my prep. And in my prep, there's probably even more additional things that I further specialize to individual players. Pulpy and colorful. Is that what that says? Pulpy? Pulpy. Pulpy. Pulpy as in there's a lot of stuff in it, as in it's juice with a lot of stuff. Side quest. Chapter 2. If you stay on the same page, it must have gotten better since I did mine. So when I did my Blood on the Vine, it was a little while ago. Blood on the Vine was, let me see if it gives me a, yeah, it can. No, no. It's stuff you have to remember. So it's stuff, if you can commit it to memory, you can remember it. But, and then you'd just be running it on the sheer brassier ass. But there are, what you could do is you could then import this into GM Binder if you have, I think you need a subscription to GM's Binder. But GM's Binder, an enemy type, watch from above, which means that maybe they're just standing guard. I don't know what kind of dinosaur sentries stand guard, but Allosaurs is what it says. The calls from distant Allosaurs. So no, it has to be like dinosaur, like trained dinosaurs, because the Huati, the Mayans, they train dinosaurs to do things. It's like they've learned to work with them alongside them. Oh, I'm sorry. If if you can remember all of it, then you can just go off the seat of your pants. If you can keep the organization next to you, like as a printout, and then you can follow it during each section. The other thing that you could do, like I said, is if you really wanted it to, you could do it through GM's Binder. GM's Binder is another website that puts it into the D&D form that you normally see in campaign book. That I think is a paid thing. I don't think GM's Binder is free. But if you did like a free trial just for one campaign, you could flesh out the campaign and put it into the GM's Binder. I like the for me, it's a follow along when I use a campaign book. I know you don't normally use a campaign book. You just kind of section yours out and do the important print offs and go from there. Yeah, I have no idea what those are. Ooh, try again. Do it again. I don't like it. Try again. Oh, editing Canvas is kind of like a Word document. I had to go to the bathroom again. Sorry. No more iced coffee for me. System?
Anything to help with creating images, images that I was specifically looking for, a specific character description. Just the same, I've also asked the powers to be at Facebook and some of the Facebook groups to do that just for me as well. But asking Facebook to create an image is one thing versus, hey, make me this whole campaign or this whole one shot or even an outline for such. So that's where I think some sort of AI bot can prove helpful is, as we have demonstrated here, just to kind of create an outline to help start to get the ideas to flow as to what you might want to create, um, a prod, if you will, someone poking you to get you to think. But I would not rely on it to make complete content by any means. I have also used it, as we demonstrated here as well, to help create a letter or some sort of character background, just a small snippet of what is in the overall campaign. I have not relied on maps, and based upon our experience today, I certainly would not rely on it to make a map. Um, so, let's look at a character. Let's try let's demo a character description since we're talking about that. Let me switch back here for you.
Richly detailed. Quiet strength. First paragraph. The first paragraph is just about his beard. His square cut beard. I really like it as an outline. I like it as a starting point to jump off from. I like it when I get idea blocked or I get like stuck. I really like to like, okay, well, I have no idea where to start with that. Here, let me just ask ChatGTP, and then it'll give it to me, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that. Cool, great, I love this. Um, Definitely with writer's block because I'm not a good writer, so I have no idea for stuff for writing and organization in writing. And maybe taking like some kind of like really free like YouTube writing class would probably help me and maybe I wouldn't have to use ChatGTP. But it's just quick and fast for me, especially for like what you said. It's better for like one shots, little fun stuff than it is for a full campaign. Maybe if you have a section and you're stuck on a section and you want to frame it to ChatGPT to try and logically get yourself out of a section. But that's what your friends are for. But I guess if you don't have access to friends,
But I think, but what I
if you play
find,
online
what
and you
I
don't
find
have like
most
a
impressive
community,
with it is just the speed at which it responds. Right? I mean, how quickly did it spit out that description of that dwarven fighter? Now,
like 2 seconds.
yeah, a few seconds, right? Three
Yeah.
seconds, maybe
Hmm.
five at most. And I could not have come up with that in 5 seconds. Maybe 5 minutes, right? Just for the ideas in my head, and then to try to transcribe that, fingers to key or mind to keyboard, would take me 5 minutes versus 5 seconds. So it's a time saver in that sense. But I think for still it remains for the more basic stuff, not stuff that's not very comprehensive or very overly detailed. Um, can it do that? Now, of course, we're talking in a fantasy role playing game context. Maybe it does great at other aspects. If I asked it to make me schematics or plans to build a shed, maybe it does great at that. I don't know. But Julie, you did mention that there are other chat GPT or AI specific bots or AI bots specific for RPGs or for D&D. Do you have any examples of that?
Not off the top of my head, but I've seen them.
Okay, if you find them, you can Discord and message me that, and I'll take a look at them. Okay. All right. So that's all I
D
have
and
to say
D
on
D
what.
and D AI was what I typed into Google.
Uh huh.
The first hit is in fact D&D AI.
Oh. Oh. Let me go back.
Hmm. Oh my god, the Dungeon Master is the AI. It's a solo. It's a solo campaign. This gameplay. Yeah, solo. Yeah. It's giving a bunch of other ones. AI Realm, Friends and Fables, AI Dungeon. AI Dungeon similar to D&D AI. Yeah. The D&D Chat GTP case study. Dungeon Alchemist. Dungeon Alchemist is on here. Yeah. Yeah. Worldsmith.
In the ancient land of Eldoria, where skies shimmered and forests whispered secrets to the wind, lived a dragon named Zephyros. Not the burn
Whole
it
bunch
all
of stuff.
down kind, but he was gentle, wise, with eyes like old stars. Even the birds fell silent when he passed.
No. Mm-mm. Uh, I would do it as a if you were reading a letter, it could be in. I love that. Sophia accidentally made me laugh when I was Strahd was striking a deal with her character, and I actually cackled like that as playing as Strahd. I like did a whole cackle. And I like straight up villain cackle. Oh, that's cool. Accents, no! I maybe like a special announcement or
Im
a
alten
like a
Land
guard reading an
Eldoria, wo
announcement
der
from the
Himmel
king or something like that. A letter being written aloud, like what you said previously. Strahd writes the party a letter, and it's in Strahd's voice. Um, well, I guess burly man voice. I don't know, older man voice. I like it as a descriptor to maybe the overall arcing kind of overview of a campaign, maybe like as a teaser to try and get your players to play it, like a session zero teaser, like a. Oh, I love this. Great. I bet you
It
can.
is
What do you
fortunate that
mean?
you considered Barovian law before enacting your plan. If you had tried to
It
take
says
what
I have
is
to
not
sign up.
yours by right, whether from the Valakovich heir
Voice
or the
cloning?
guard captain, I would have had no choice but to punish the Wachter family. In the ancient land of Eldoria, where Thank you for calling Tech Solutions. My name is Sarah.
You are pure scum, Private! You think you have—
We're off
Game
under the lights
character.
here for this semi-final clash. The stadium buzzing with
Calling? I can
anticipation.
call
11
someone?
Labs united in
I
their
can just
iconic
call
black
someone?
and white shirts, pushing forward with intent.
That sounds like sports.
It is fortunate that you considered Barovian law before enacting your plan. If you had tried to take what is not yours by right, whether from the Valakovich heir or the guard captain, I would have had no choice but to punish the
That's for the
Vachter
angry
family.
British guy. Ooh, voice change. There's a voice changer on
All I got on AI.
here.
Anything else you want to say in closing?
I don't. Oh my god! It made me.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up. We're hitting the 1 hour mark, which is much longer than what I thought we'd be talking about the use of AI in our games. Chat GPT is the one
There
that
was
we focused on today, but
there was a voice changer.
I have not had good luck with voice changers because
That one was
I've
pretty
wanted
good.
to use them in my Discord games, and they're not free, or they don't seem to work, or
No,
they don't do what I want them to
no,
do. They do stupid robot
no.
noises or what voices or whatever. I could not get them to do what I want for free.
The website that we were just on, I did voice changer, and it did it in a different lady's voice, a younger man's voice, and an older man's.
Okay, but how would
How
you?
to then import it,
There you
I have no
go.
idea.
There you go. I was gonna say, like, how do you actually use it at that point? Can you download it? Can you broadcast that over Discord?
I have no idea. What I really wanted to buy was one of those children's toys. I want a child's toy. That's what I want.
I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Secret Spy voice changer on Amazon, $10. Like, and it makes me sound like a robot or a
Yeah.
demon.
So, like, if you're doing physical in person, you'd have to have a physical device to do that. Otherwise, you have to introduce technology into your game, bring a laptop or a tablet, and then do something, maybe record it ahead of time and then play it. So, but again, that's the whole of the conversation about tools in your game. All right, Julie, anything else on artificial intelligence in D&D?
No, I think it's a tool. I don't think you should go ahead and rely on it. It's not the end all be all. It is not, the Bible. You have to try and take it for what it is, and it's not perfect and it's wrong all the time. It's not very smart, although it is very fast and it can get you suitable information quickly. I don't think that it is something to be relied upon all the time, and I think flexing your brain muscle is definitely more important, and to use it as a stepping stone rather than a whole spaceship is definitely something to think about and keep in mind while you're utilizing AI, because you don't want to become reliant on something that you have no control over. Well, kind of control over, but you lose control yourself by using it. I don't know. It's very I guess a slippery at that point, and to then determine how much you're utilizing it for your own benefit versus your own procrastination or laziness is definitely another thing to consider.
I suspect this is a topic we'll come back and revisit, whether it be 6 months, a year, or something, as we both kind of begin to explore this a little more, and as the AI bots become more accurate or thorough in the content that they provide. So I think it'll be interesting to see stuff like that, as to how it really works out, and whether
Evolved.
I mean, theoretically, in due time, they could write the whole friggin' module for you, fully fleshed out, right? In due time.
At what point could you just do it yourself?
But they're
Right
not
now
they're
you
not
can't.
there yet, right? They're not there yet.
No.
It would take you quite some time, as we demoed, where you'd have to ask it to describe this one room, and then describe it, then create the encounter, and for every single step along the way. But it's knowing what AI is. It's only a matter of time. It's just a question of how much time before you can just say, create me a module or an adventure campaign with these descriptors or this general premise, and it's going to spit it out. Or it'll get to a point where it'll ask you clarifying questions as to what you want it to be, so that it can fully flesh it out. It's
And then
coming.
it'll
I
fully
do.
give
I
it
do
to you.
believe, in terms of technology, I do believe that's coming. In terms of capabilities, we're just not there yet.
Yeah.
And of course,
The
the
pool
whole
of
other thing, how that scares the
preference
shit out
that
of
is
me.
the
But
internet.
so, all right, we're done with the roll for mastery today. Artificial intelligence,
Yay.
Chat GPT focus. and how it can help you in your DMing in your game. So on that, I'm stopping our recording right about coming up here, right about now.